I stayed at the desk about 14 hours yesterday.
Wow.
I was putting all that together. I'm gonna put it up in the Stone's place in a little bit.
I had to get
We
up
got
and
stuff coming. I'm so excited about everything falling together. It just takes so much time to put it together.
oh, I know. Yeah, I got to make part two of the wheel trade video and get that out, and then
Oh, yeah. I got your article too. I'm gonna go back and reread it today.
I've added and refined a couple things to it. So I don't know if I sent you the latest version or not.
No, send it to me, please.
And then I got to write one about price action, but man, that's going to be like a 10-parter.
Well, that's just it. It is. Look at this. Okay, so look,
Break
the tweezer
regression.
top is real up
Okay.
top.
Oh, let's see if it breaks regression. This is the regression line right here, this white line. Bam. See ya.
The violence it has right now.
Nice bearish move.
If it keeps this up, you could expect another.
Is there bad news coming?
Just we got jolts at 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
No, I know. I'm just wondering. Maybe people know something we don't.
Yeah, that's possible.
Man, getting in on the opening for puts, that would have been really sweet. I was considering it, but I was too busy getting logged in at my work.
I was waiting for a clean rejection. I'm like, there's a clean rejection, but it's already too late. This is quick action. I mean, if you were ahead of this, you could take profit on it from a previous position. I ended it the day flat yesterday. I didn't have any position in this. I want to see where a good day trade would set up before I go jumping into that.
He's scalping the crap out of this on the 10-second.
Oh, I would be.
I'm slower. I'll wait. I gotta wait.
I was reading about another good job by the FBI yesterday, by the way. Apparently,
Good job.
over New Year's and Christmas, there was some guys who messed with the electric grid up in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, up in
Good
Washington.
Lord. Why? I mean, that could be
All
a
right, so you might get a reversal here.
long time in prison for those guys. I hope they throw the book at them.
Might not.
When you say messing with the electric grid, what, like stealing electricity?
No, they sabotaged it. And
Sabotage
four
it,
different,
made people's power go out.
Oh, that's terrible.
4 different
Yeah.
substations they sacked, basically.
Russians.
I mean, what the hell would compel someone to do something like that?
I just told you.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Not kidding. They were Russians or Russian operatives, or because they're coming down the southern border.
Just kind of testing the soft spots to see what's strikeable, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, people are coming across the border with electrical engineering expertise, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, wow. Really? So that was just a soft test.
But, our awesome administration's ignoring the southern border, so let them come on in.
Yeah, no kidding. I think they're
We've got the same problem in the UK. Even though we've got a huge, 20 miles of water between us and France, we've got an absolute invasion of people coming across the channel.
Yeah. I mean,
There it goes. Wow, look at that.
Wow.
There's that
So
stack.
right past that tweezer top on a 5-minute. That's what I'm blowing my mind right now.
That's the measured move I was telling you about.
Oh yeah.
When they set
well,
up
there
like
you go.
that, they'll come to
That's
regression.
why I don't do anything the first 15 minutes.
I hope it's a trap.
I bet it
Well,
is
if you're
anyway.
fast, that first 15 minutes, man, can make you a ton of money.
Yeah. That 385 is probably where we'll pull off if this continues out from regression to measured move. About between 384.50 and 385, typical. Big solid 5-minute bar though.
So far.
Sometimes they'll make about half that move and then peter out. Then it really is a trap.
go look.
It's that look. It's that little quiet before the storm type of thing.
That's pretty strong right there, huh? Spy
Yeah,
gave
it's
us
a
a
nice
little doji
spinner.
right there.
Yep.
Gave us a little doji right there. See if this candle can get above that wick.
I wish 0 days were worth it right now, but they're not.
Oh, forget 0 day. I'm like all in futures. I don't know if you realize that. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
This is yeah.
it
Devin and I
changes you.
talking. Devin said he read something. He said where a lot of folks who were trading penny stocks have gone into trading the futures.
Yep. It's a natural next step.
Yeah, it's
Look
right
out.
there. I mean, it works.
Look out, Victoria. We'll get you there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and let me get my head around penny stocks first and make sure I'm doing things right. And yeah, I'm all into futures. I've started studying it. So I've gone on your site and I've looked at it. But yeah, I've still got this to get out to sort out first.
On that price action.
That's price action. That's all it really is, and all
See,
it needs
that
to
candle couldn't get above that wick right there. So
be. Yeah.
let's see here for a second. Now this is the first technical. That's the first pullback we've had. Let's see on a 1 minute. You want to see if it can get past the little in between there. You know.
Right.
it's just an easy way to look quickly to the left. It's all it is. And if you look at the charts all day long, you'll see that they respect those levels. So, and it's just like you say, following and looking left, and we had that little descending channel, and price went back up, after the first 5 minutes and popped back up and hit every one of those red candles on the left.
We're back
Those
in the
are your
megaphone.
targets. Bam, 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 bam.
Right back in it. How cool is that?
Beautiful.
See if I can.
Now, that's I see the gap up on the 5 minute chart, but I don't trust it yet.
So I can see that the banks are kind of setting up to end up having to borrow from the last resort lender, i.e. the Fed.
Nice.
Yeah, that's coming.
Eyes are open.
They're going to have a liquidity issue if they don't.
Bud, really appreciate you, man. Your
Thanks.
service. I know we say it all the time, but we can call you names, but I'd rather just say thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I wish the market and crypto felt the same way.
No, it doesn't, and it never will because it's a cold-hearted thing.
Yes.
All right, wow, that's pretty cool.
Interesting. It really doesn't want to push above 380, 380 very easily.
Kind of trying, but yeah, it's a little fiddly.
Now
I'd
we're
like
at the
to
top
see
of
if
the
I can
range.
grab
Look at that.
a nice $2 wide put debit spread here, but not seeing it materialize just yet. Give it a minute. The implied volatility between now and 10 is going to be way too high and push the price up on those things.
Yeah, we got a
I'm
few.
really hoping the reports are bad and it just bombs it to the 360s. That'd be fantastic.
Tesla taking off. Really? That's what's
Are you
pushing.
kidding me?
Let me just see.
wants everybody to buy it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's not
Tesla,
taking off necessarily. That's just doing Tesla stuff.
Tesla stuff.
All right, man. I'm getting rich with that single share now.
There you go.
$2.60. There we go.
Oh, yeah, you bought it 110, huh?
That's right.
This could set up
Maybe I
a
should
double
sell
bottom
now,
on
man.
Tesla. I think
Gotta sell, make that
RSLS has
2% return.
done its thing. Let's look at Tesla.
Okay.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning, Ricardo.
Boy, Victoria has a lot of questions lined up for you, sir.
Oh, Ricardo, I'll message you and just pick your brains about how you do a few things. Thank you.
No problem. Message me whenever you like.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let me go look here.
Nice
See what
clean
we
double
got.
bottom.
That is something else. Where you see the double bottom on Tesla?
Yeah, on the 1 minute. And then we got
Yeah, big bars.
It's running right to the key pivot of that thing, 112.50. If that closes with a wick right there, that's not good. That'll go right back down. So if you got your scalps in, cool. But let's keep an eye on that 1 minute, and we'll know exactly what happens.
Okay, we got a bearish engulfing. 1 minute.
Pardon me.
Okay, let's see how many minutes we got left on this. About 2. I'm gonna go run and I'll be right back. Not
Right on.
not that the stock market's gonna care.
No, it doesn't matter.
I'll be back and we get some more coffee.
It goes on without you,
Oh, the
sir.
stock market always does something when you're away doing something else.
You know, it kind of does.
does care.
It does care. Looking at a 50% retracement of this guy here, it comes right back to that angular resistance from the megaphone, which will now be angular support. But I don't like the looks of these big, tall wicks on the 5-minute candles. I think this will come back to regression. In fact, I'm going to see if I can grab kind of a left fielder. See if that order fills. Looking for $2 wide, probably just tomorrow expiration because I'm going to day trade these. As close to the action as I can, but with a really low risk.
That's interesting. I'm seeing 373, 374 for $2, but the a second ago the 372, 373 was trading at $3, which is weird. It was a strike down, but it
Yeah.
was actually more expensive.
Dang, this thing's going to bar right to that regression line, isn't it? Nasty. I had a limit order sitting right in there between 371, 368, and it just did not fill. I'm going to wait and see if it bounces off regression one more time to maybe get a chance to fill it, but I'm not going to go chasing it. There we go. Come back to me. Thank you.
All right. I didn't like when I saw that candle gap up on the 5-minute on the green candle. I
Yeah.
didn't think it was going to. I was getting a cautious fake out feel.
That was a
It
tall
looked like
wick.
that fake out thing.
Notice how all the bodies stayed under that angular resistance.
Yeah, we've been sideways for days.
There's that regression or that rejection on Tesla biome.
If you look at the the daily, we've
Hope,
basically been sideways.
hope you took your $2.58 profit on Tesla there. I'm just kidding.
Man.
I'm just giving you crap, dude.
Oh Lord, Tesla.
You know how expensive the tax is on $2?
I know, right?
Tesla. And they say on a 3-minute it's a tweezer top, and this is the second candle after the red tweezer.
Come through that regression line, it just basically stacks right down to about 381.20.
Look at that.
What's amazing about this right now is if you were a bullish person, you could have easily ridden an entire wave up, and if you were bearish, you could have ridden 2 waves down
Yeah.
and made money either way and not gone anywhere, which is pretty
He would
fun
have
for
done that
people.
on the futures. He'd have been riding every 10-second
you
chart.
know it. Here's a 5-second chart, and that setup was pretty nice. We got this descending channel here. Little micro double bottom, but it pulled off and broke into a trend right when that 8 period crossed up. This has been a great run.
Same
I probably would have
structure
taken
on a 5-minute.
I probably would have
I mean,
taken
that's-
profit right here at 383.
Same structure on a 5-second. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. And then I would have probably looked at this and gotten in right about here on this cross. Run that
Yeah, it's
measured
20.
move.
20-point range.
And here we got a double bottom shaking up, but this is going to probably fizzle out right about 383.
Oh, I got an inverse head and shoulders on a 10-second. You got that on the 5?
Kind of might start doing that, but it's above R1 now. But I think it's going to pull up. It almost hit it right there, 383. 382.90.
That's
Now we're
intense.
looking for one push. There it goes. Target met. And all you do is you line up these candles back here in the previous trend. You get any kind of double bottom. R1 is always the first high. And your trade is literally between that R1 breach and that push up to that candle. This guy right here. That fast. If this turns into an inverse head and shoulders, we can start stacking into another quick trend, but I don't think this is gonna. But I'm gonna watch L1, and that's gonna be where I expect a right shoulder or thereabout. It can be skewed a little bit to the upside. That's fine.
Yeah, things are a little slow at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of waiting in the balance for that 10 o'clock
Yeah.
move.
I mean, it's going to go sideways.
That's where the real fun begins.
Oh, yes, indeed. And then you get 2 o'clock.
Yep. 2 o'clock I can't wait for. And I've got a project I've got to knock out between like 12:30 and 2. I got to team up with Casper and get the
Yay.
stuff together to make it so that our streams carry over to the website, so we can.
Oh, yay.
We had kind of a thing where there's I really got to be careful what I say. I don't want to offend anybody, but there's some people who are not as technically savvy.
I'm hurt.
Who have trouble with Discord, and I understand totally. I mean, that's going to happen. But they're able to navigate websites pretty well, so we can make it so that our members can get access to essentially the chat and the streams from either the website or the Discord channel. So that's what's in focus here.
That's really cool. I had problems with Discord at first.
It takes a little while.
Even...
It's quite intuitive, though. It tells you how to fix it. So
yeah,
you just got to go digging.
Yeah, you just got to go digging. I've dug so much and fixed so much, I don't even know what I did.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember half of it either, to be honest with you, but I'm a quick study, so I'll know where to look for the solution, and then I just find the solution and use it. All right, we did get our head and shoulders. There's your first target. I'm going to line up right with that 200 period. We're just under this bar.
Looks like a double bottom too.
If it gets excited, that's a pretty easy 4-pointer on futures. But if it can't breach this 200 period on the 5-second chart, this will reverse right here. This will be the old pop and drop bear flag. They happen quick. Be nimble. Got about under 9 minutes to the 10 o'clock jolts.
Fun time to get ranges. Oh, I got to turn some stuff off.
There goes Tesla, kind of finding that resistance point one more time.
I got SPY on the daily. I don't know what happened on that daily.
Did I hear
There
you
we
knocking?
go.
But you can't come in.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird look there. It's a typical. I'm sure we'll have some big candles after 10 o'clock, so
I'm sure of it.
cautious there.
Let's see, it looks like the Sega's saying the net buying is a little strong this morning, like yesterday. I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out, because I mean we're looking at a lot of different things going to rack this market going into 2023 here.
Just to let you guys know, I think there's a FOMC meeting at 11 today.
Is it 11 or 2?
2.
I think it was 2.
Yeah, I might have got the times wrong then.
Yeah, 2. Jolts is at 10. That's coming out in a little bit. I didn't check my investing.com calendar. That usually has a little bit more information.
The FOMC minutes come out at 2.
Cool.
Have
Good.
text from all kind of people.
Good stuff.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, there we are.
I almost wonder if this is going to be yet another diamond. I'm going
You
to
know
draw
that,
it.
It sure looks like it structure wise.
Yeah.
you put that pattern up that Ironclad put up, that was half a diamond.
Mhm. Beautiful. All right, I've canceled my limit order on the put spread. I'm just going to have to wait this out and ride momentum.
Yeah, this is sideways. Nothing to do.
'Cause if it was to fill, I was going to immediately fill a call spread on the other side of it.
There's no place for you. What is that? What is that thing you put up?
You have no power here.
That's what it is. Yeah, this is sideways chop.
Yep. Grindation.
Yep.
Tesla setting up a pennant. Not a good one.
Well, based on my research over the weekend, there's no such thing as a good pennant.
No. there's very few of them, but when they do work, you'll find that sometimes they'll work in penny stocks. The only good thing about a pennant is the break is usually very evident, and you can take a very quick trade on it. So like when these things start to hammer out like this, you have angulars. There's already a line there, but I'm going to draw it like this. If it breaks bearish, you can short. If it breaks bullish, you can go and trade bullish. And all you do is you look at previous price action for your pivot points. Trade A to B.
An ambush. It's looking like an M top there, sonny boy.
A little bit. There's your target. Critical support. Right there. About 109.66.
It's got a little motion going on. At least it's got some action. It ain't going too sideways. It's already got its own BS. Disney's taking off if you were playing Disney.
I'm going to wait
Yeah, I know.
until jolts for anything. I'm
Yeah.
literally, other than
That's
my
sitting in your hand.
JPM put debit spreads, I am flat.
Nick Amoros came out with a tweet 15 minutes ago.
Who?
The guy that Sig always talks about that has like the inside scoop on the Fed,
Oh, yeah.
and he's saying that even though there's increasing evidence that inflation may have peaked, their Fed President Neil Kashkari from Minneapolis is penciling in another 100 basis points
Ooh.
for a terminal policy rate over the next year of 5.4.
Okay, so over the whole year. It's not
Yeah,
terrible.
but people are thinking that they're going to pivot, and he's like, "We're not pivoting.
Yeah,
We're
no.
continuing."
They don't have a choice. I mean,
Eggs are going to be $1 each soon. Hell no, they don't have a
Yeah.
choice. And
They've,
you can't tell me it's bird flu.
Yeah. Now they put the quarter in a jukebox. Now they got to dance to the song.
So, as soon as you said pivot, bud,
Yeah.
Tesla did a pivot. Right as soon as you said the word pivot, I just went, wow.
Bam. Broke that support. Next target.
Double top almost.
108.40.
Learning to respect his authority already.
That's right.
Well, no, actually, I have a
Oh,
good old long Tesla call that I bought at 136 or whatever it was.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, well, guess what? I got one too for the 17th, so I'm sitting there going, son of a...
I think if
Oh, good.
if it can
Gee,
hold
that's- you got to lose,
if it can hold $100, it can do some fun stuff. But we got to wait and see what this descending channel is going to do first. And it's kind of trying. We got a
Doesn't
little.
the Cybertruck come out this year?
What's that?
Doesn't the Cybertruck come out this year?
Supposedly. This looks like one big ass double bottom to me, and right now it's setting up a pennant, or this isn't the reversal. This looks more like a bear flag for now, but this can be a double bottom. And if we start to head towards that regression line, if we start to get to about 117, 118, we can be bulls again. We're just going to make sure we can clear all this action on that double bottom. Like I said, every time frame matters with the same price action, though. and you start looking at these setups, I mean, that's starting to look more and more like a double bottom on the daily as well. So when it does move, it will be pretty explosive, typical to Tesla, the way it moves. And if this double bottom pulls it off,
Yeah.
cool, because then it goes
Look
right to a
at that.
50% retracement on this channel, and right to about
Oh,
205.
that is exactly why I took that position, was because I saw that 50% retracement. And I went, huh, 50% retracements here. So that's why exactly why I took that debit spread.
Yeah, and you got time. You got till February
yeah.
17th. You've got
I'm
at
not.
least to the
It's,
last 2 weeks to hold that.
I spent $22.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
You know, on
that's
2 contracts, $5 wide.
that's a week's worth of quick picks. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm not upset about it. I'm looking at these weak ass 5-minute candles on the SPY. I mean, they're timid. We
Yeah.
don't know what they're gonna say at 10 o'clock. I'm gonna make the candles talk if they're not gonna do anything.
We're coming into a time now.
Yeah, the 5-minute chart on SPY, those first 3 candles, if you know, even the pre-market 5-minute candle, they all stop at that same spot, you know, or open at that same spot.
Yeah.
Those big
Damn.
wicks there.
Microsoft gap down today, 4%.
All right, we're getting ready to come into it. It's going to go nuts. It possibly could go nuts. So be careful if you're in this thing or you're trying to grab something. It can sometimes those candles can go both ways real quick.
Yep. Like I said, I'm just going to chill.
Yeah, I'm going to go
No
get a cup of
position.
coffee. I'm so chill.
Cash is a good position sometimes.
I'm going to chill. Look at that. Bing. Almost like it all did.
The moment you start pouring that coffee, it's going to make an explosive
Did you
move.
see it? Did you see what just happened?
Yeah.
Went up to the upside, bam. Came back to the downside, bam. I didn't even get to walk away.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, okay. Respect that diamond.
I don't know. It's somebody, you know, I learned this stuff from Bullish Bears. Sig was the one that turned me on what happens with this stuff. And I'm like, whoa, you know,
Careful.
this morning briefing.
What's moving all this?
This is jolts.
It's
The
jolts.
market is being jolted right now.
Oh, yes.
This is where you stay the hell out of the way.
These
My
reverse.
question is
real
do
quick.
they actually have like the answers to the report? Like, was it already published, or are they just preemptively selling off and then they're waiting for the, the actual numbers to come out and get processed?
They have algos that read the
Sure.
reports.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, bud.
Them algos are faster than you'll ever be.
Those algos are fast.
But when
they
we
still
watch them
gotta-
set up,
That's
we
right.
know
You
what
can
we
see
know what
'em.
happens.
Mm-hmm. You can see them. The candles give you clues.
We know what they do. That's just it. We get the price action and we trade what it gives us. We don't need to be chopped up. We can wait for the break.
Give you a range right there.
Yep. That is established, sir. There's your 50% push almost. There it goes. Gonna finish it now. Bam. 50% of that bar. Right there.
Where it
And
closes now.
we're gonna run it probably right up to about 383.15. Oh,
I'm still going to get a cup of coffee and let it shake out a minute. I'll be back, y'all.
nope. This is gonna come back first. Hang on. 382.37 there. That is a double bottom. No, we got double bottom. There's your R1. Tested it right there with that doji. Here we go. We're going long. Bam. 383.15 met. See ya. We're bulls for a moment. Just remember, there's an angular resistance right here. And we're out. What's that look like on a 15-minute chart? Remember, the diamond sets the range, and this is our ultimate goal. If this remains bullish, it'll start climbing this entire way.
Man, I was so slow. I was gonna get some calls going for that candle, and I just missed like 3/4 of it. I'm glad I didn't put the buy order in because now it's retracing.
Oh, in the futures, that's the kind of stuff that makes you dance and sing right there. That's the quick stuff.
I'm dancing and singing, but I haven't got into anything yet.
No? Oh. It's awesome to watch, though. It's exciting. Gets the heart pumping whether you're in it or not. All right, comes
Yeah, I was busy
down.
trying to pull up the report and see what the jolts actually ended up being.
382.45 is the next target. That's just basically looking at this as a rising channel, and it comes right back to R1 from our double bottom right there. Sometimes these will test and then push back up for a regression test from regression to angular. Not all the time. Sometimes they just build a quick little accumulation. This will probably go to about 10:04 in 10 seconds.
So
And then
the
we'll
numbers
get a
were
break.
good.
Numbers were good.
Yes, which means that the market should go down.
Excellent. Crash and
You
burn.
ain't fixed it yet?
No.
Dang it, y'all. It's still in the same range. I thought when I get back, I'll have this fixed.
Went right back to
Man,
R1, dude.
This is just crazy. This is where fishing stories come in,
Yeah,
Jeremy.
yeah, I know, right?
What were y'all talking about? What did I walk into?
Here comes a break. Bam.
estimation was 10.05 million, and the numbers came in mighty green at 10.46.
Oh. Yeah, pretty interesting.
So according to SIG's analysis, that means the market should go down.
Okay.
Good is bad and bad is good.
Whoa! I didn't
Yeah,
even get to press buy yet, and it just blew past my limit price. Come
It's
on!
always
Ouch.
crazy.
I just wanted to get my puts in.
Chris, I just saw your message. I'm sorry. I don't. Sometimes I miss chat. I got to figure that out. I say that all the time. I watch so many things.
Dude, we just hit the bottom of the diamond, guys. Right there. It bounced. Wicked right to it. It respected my authority.
Got a
For
nice
now.
little scalp going down there.
For now, look at this 5-second double bottom happening right here, though. Let's see if it comes back up to R1 or not. Nope. See ya. That was a pause. We'll be just outside angular support here in a moment. And that key pivot is 381.25 right there.
Let's finish the day 3% in the red. Let's go.
Right?
Now we're looking like we're supposed to be doing some stuff. Okay, we broke that.
Crying,
Fine.
Jeremy, I'm so crying. That was a $120 move. That was all mine. I had it. I just didn't get the buy button before it blew down.
Oh no.
Yeah, shoot. I missed that. I did not even catch what I just saw on the 5-minute chart. Son of a.
Done.
That 15-minute red candle's 1% of the price.
Right?
See, there's this pattern that happens on news. And about every time we get news, you get this sideways motion. And then, you'll get a break a lot of time on this news. And some, price action, you can actually follow it. And I missed it. And it was that sideways motion.
Yeah.
And so when that 5-minute candle closed bearish, that was my signal on one strategy that I use to go to sell and get in on the next candle. That was the signal to go long. And I'm looking at it right now and I'm going, oh,
Hey, watch this little micro double bottom here. Bam. R1 met, coming back, testing the 8. And we're off.
Yep.
Target 1, right up to the bottom of this control candle here. It's 381.28. And then if it gets loose off that 8 period one more time, it'll close that gap to 381.58. It's a quick 3-pointer if it goes. Careful though, because once it breaks that 8 period, it can go into a bear flag mode and then set up a bearish measured move to about 380.
Actually, should have expected that Jolts was going to have good numbers because they were talking about it on NPR yesterday. How a lot of the firms like Paychex that process payrolls were saying that there are so many job openings that have yet to be filled. Like there's like more job openings than there are people to fill them still.
Yep. Well, I mean, shut down the economy, make people work from home, and then expect them to come back to the workforce. You know, what do you expect? There are people literally like taking a pay cut to stay working at home rather than going back to work for a few dollars more.
Yeah, but if you can trade from home, Jeremy,
Yes.
it's worth that pay cut.
Absolutely.
Damn right.
Absolutely.
Damn right.
What you're saving gas money and lunch money and you know all the crap you got to deal with in the commute, time. It's worth it.
Getting jerked around from other people at work.
Yeah.
You know, that
But
kind of
more to the point, you can have your laptops and your screens open with all your trading action, be attending meetings, do your work, and still trade. And you know you can learn so much from that.
Oh,
It's
yes.
worth taking a pay cut for. It really is.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, look, it's changed my life. I love being a musician, but after this pandemic and hurricane, everything.
We're at yesterday's close.
Yep, we're out of the diamond too. By the way, don't discount this. This can still close a wick right here at that angular and pop back up.
Yeah. Sure can, because it's looking a little soft on the 1 minute.
Momentum's kind of dying here. It ran out of gas on the downside.
I never realized they got FOMC.
Yep. Like, oh, wait a minute. We still got one more leg.
Still would have been a good 5-minute bar to have caught, because it went all the way down to that wick there.
I drew that diamond and it gets real tight at about 2 o'clock. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I should draw a
It
stick
does,
on that
doesn't
side.
it? Did you look at the daily? It almost looked like we're in a diamond pattern at the bottom. We're just sideways, though, on the SPY.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that? I know I said that earlier. Yeah, you're getting that.
I mean,
let's see.
our daily, if I look at the daily and zoom way out, this whole damn thing's a diamond, dude.
That's my stuff.
And it's already had the pop out, you know, the fake breakout. Went south. And then break it down, you look at the 2 hour and you're like, okay, well, we know where all the trend lines are. We know where every piece of this matrix is. Now I just need to make a decision. It's like everything you see me do on a 5-second chart plays right out on a daily chart, dude. Look at this.
Sure does. All right, let's see if it's going to pick up.
I'm gonna laugh if we still don't make a decision after all this news.
Right? And I kind of had that there's no particular bias other than slightly bearish in this whole situation overall. But it's just like we start printing one diamond after another. I mean, there's one right here I didn't draw yet. It's right there. We're at the end of it. You know, if we establish this as our target, it takes us back into that range. So 378 still on the table. And we just broke now. So yeah, we're heading for 378.
Yeah, there it goes. Well, there goes.
Go.
You know, price
Nice.
action wise, you memorize that pattern that you saw there. It's not necessarily a pattern that you're going to find somewhere, maybe in a book or something. I don't know. But from what I've seen, that was your sell signal when that big red bar went down, and you've got all that stuff to the left. Looks almost like a lopsided M top.
Right.
And you know, so there's several different strategies, and got stuff we're writing down, guys. We're trying to get them all down on paper, but it's coming. But one of them would be when you get like that big drop on a 5-minute chart, you sell either the close of that big candle, or you sell at the low of that big candle. And then, the killer is now you got to set your stop way at the top.
Right.
That's one way. That's one way to do it. You can set your stop elsewhere. But then you would streak that momentum all the way down, and that would have been like 10 points or more. So, that's the whole thing of having strategies and waiting. I missed it. I missed a nice profit there, but I'm okay. It's the joy of missing out. The fact is, I know I saw it, and after I saw it, I went, "Oh, what was I thinking?" But I had to go walk out of the room, get a cup of coffee, walk back in, and go, "Oh, son of a gun! That's that pattern that happens after the news." And there it was. So we're getting some stuff down. I wrote some building blocks. I'm going to put up in some stuff earlier, like 3 things that I look for a trade, and then the questions I have to ask myself and what I have to do to validate to take that trade, which includes having targets already before I get in that trade, and then having stops. And for my style, I'm slow, so it works really, really well for me, and it's very good. So hopefully it'll help some other folks as well.
Oh yeah, well, that stuff all helps.
I've stopped looking at the patterns so much as looking at those things we talk about all the time: channels, wedges, 50% retracements, the M tops and the double bottoms, and just looking for that stuff. And then then I have the other ones, the tweezer tops. When you see the tweezer top, okay, we're at the top of a channel, we're going to come back down, and you can sell that down. And it's just it's like Trace was saying, when you know where it is, you can ride that candle up and ride that candle back down.
My son turns 18 in April, man. He's already asking me, what should I invest in? I'm like, well, fortunately, having your birthday in April means you get to wait for Q4 earnings to come out. If I want to invest in Amazon, I'm like, wait till Q4 earnings come out.
How old is he?
He's turning 18 this April.
Perfect.
Wait, that means he's old enough to work, and so he can have a Roth IRA going.
Yeah, he's already starting to build a retirement.
Man, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Like no one in my family even talked about that stuff when I was that age, and I could have totally been somewhere close to like an additional $100,000 more wealthy if I had been able to just start and invest when I was 16. But my family was financially illiterate.
Yeah, as soon as he started working, he was already talking about investing. I'm like, okay. So before then, I mean, I still have a custodial account for him set up. He doesn't. I haven't appraised him to what's in it just yet, but each of my kids have a custodial account that I use for their investments, and my policy is they can go and mow lawns, rake leaves, whatever, until they're old enough to go and get a real job, and then anytime they want to spend money on anything related to video games or entertainment stuff, my policy is you save up enough to buy that item twice, and you take the other amount and you put it into shares of that company, even if they're fractional shares. And
amazing.
So far, my kids all own much more Microsoft than I do. They own a little Amazon, little this, little that, and it's just accumulated to a point where if he stays on track with it, my oldest kid will have probably about 100 shares of Amazon by the time he's 20.
Hey, Jeremy,
Yeah.
the retracement of that V bottom on SPY, it only owes us up to the point where it hits that big control candle, right?
Yep, right about here. And if it continues to run from here, it'll probably pull back to the angular support one more time first, about 381.25, and then we're looking for the diamond to complete. We got outside the diamond here, and I was like, oh, 378's on the board, but didn't quite hit it. It wicked, and now we're back in the diamond. Very interesting. This gives us a great range up until 2 o'clock, so we can start talking about accumulating some spreads leading up to that from now. That's why this is still good to be flat here. I tried to get a put debit spread to fill up here. It didn't want to fill. Hell with it. I'll wait for the range to collapse again, and I'll get one strike up and probably cheaper. Just having that patience and waiting for that opening range to play out, even on days like today, it's key. If we didn't have any other news coming out at 2, this would probably be a trend day and it would probably be bearish for sure. But since we still have another shoe to drop, so to speak, it's likely to range around here. And maybe you get back in that upper reach of the diamond one more time before 2 o'clock.
It's like it's going to come down again a little bit right here.
Looking like.
Maybe not. Let's see.
We're accumulating into that 5-second 200 period, if you notice. And look at the 1 minute chart. We've got an evening star with a big old wick on that spinner.
Yep. Look at
Comes
that.
back to that control bar.
Y is climbing up pretty fast too.
Which one?
DXY, the dollar index.
That's the only thing that's holding it back right now. As a dollar becomes worth more, the shares of SPY become worth less. It's just kind of how it works.
Dollar's got a tweezer top right now on the 5 minute.
Sweet. If the dollar comes down, SPY will shoot up real quick.
Yep. Usually. Now sometimes they don't always sync up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Every now
Right,
and
just
then
like
they get
yesterday, they were
out of whack.
like completely going lockstep with each other, like in the same direction, not the other way around.
It's like I'm sitting here and I want to short.
Pretty strong pullback on the SPY though, with all those green candles on the 1 minute.
I want to short Deutsche Bank so bad, but I'm just waiting. I'm gonna be patient. That day will come.
When you short them, what do? Debit spreads?
For Deutsche Bank, I try to go for straight options and run them out to like at least six months out, because I know it takes a long time for that thing to melt down. But I'll go and sometimes either convert them into debit spreads that are built with credit, or I'll go and roll them and take profit on them. Because Deutsche Bank just doesn't quite move fast enough to make immediate purchase of debit spreads worthwhile. And if you look at the leaps, I mean, they're pretty dang cheap. I have a price target of about $8 on that thing, so I'm looking out to like June, and the $8 strike puts aren't that bad. You know,
What kind of delta you look for on something like that?
At $25. In that case, I mean, the delta doesn't necessarily matter when you're looking at leaps that are that far on the money. Currently it's 0.09, but the theta on that is actually a tiny bit higher than I'd like to see right now, but I'm waiting for implied volatility to fall out and bring it down to around 0.002 or 0.0018.
Pretty cool.
And that might not happen until price starts moving towards it a little bit anyway. So, you know, you look at the $10 strike in comparison on the theta, and it's actually a little bit higher, but that's because the implied volatility is also a bit higher on that.
You got all those formulas in your head, don't you?
Kind of, sort of. It's enough working knowledge to kind of guesstimate. And it's like when it comes to playing in that kind of time frame, like guesstimation's good enough. Mm-hmm. Unless you have a real dramatic swing in the market where you get lots and lots of volatility. Like if this were to be done, while SPY's in a crash channel or something like that, those option prices would be exorbitant. I mean, it would be just overpriced. And in that time frame, I mean, you look at the open interest on the June 16th puts. Open interest is 6,677 at the $8 strike, and bid ask is about $10 wide, so it's crap. But
$10 wide.
Yeah, but that'll take a long time to settle anyway. And then you go look at my goal would be about at least 100% return on that, probably in the realm of 200%. So I'd expect to sell those for about $75 around that time, around the time that they're about a month out till expiration. And if it keeps climbing, there is a possibility that it can hit like $13 here in the near future. If I see the reversal then, those will probably come down about another $5 per contract. So I'll just wait till I see the time that I look like that looks like a setup for me to get in.
Depends. Looks like we're breaking down lower right now. It's a big red bar there, and
it might reach a quick retracement down here to about 380.75.
oh, I see. I gotta lighten up on some of my lines. I have to lighten up my purple.
Yeah, I'm gonna set a pivot there.
There we go.
And if it comes into a pullback situation where this becomes a measured move, takes us to about 382.25, and respectively that puts us just about the middle of this control bar and about at our regression line on the diamond here. All right, there's the 50% done. Let's see what happens. The M-top on the 1 minute chart's pretty strong too. It's got a control bar down as low as 380.25. So
yeah.
Let's stack another pivot on the 5-second chart. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bounce.
You're looking at that 5-second chart, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
I got my 10-second chart up.
Nice.
Yeah. Look at that bounce right there. That pop. Let's see if it gets past that in between on the 10-second. There it goes.
But bam. As my brother would say, what a towel.
38.50. Now, why would you want to go? 38.50 is the half, see? So it's going to be like a whole dollar thing on the MES.
All right, where are we going?
I see that. There it goes. Looks like a little double bottomish look on the one. No.
Wow, those calls are expensive.
380.69.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. The calls are stupidly expensive.
And no dice, dude. I'll sell a call credit spread before I go buy a debit spread.
Mm. It's got to hold that 380.63.
It's walking on the angular of that
Yeah.
original megaphone pattern. That doesn't mean I shouldn't adjust my angular on the contraction side of this thing. I can go and set it up here.
See, that morning star on the 5 didn't have any strength.
Yeah.
Well, it does. You know, things can be ugly, so it's got to hold certain things. Now we got to look and see what it's going to do. Like it wants to mess with everybody's head.
Oh yeah. Now this will sit here and screw around all day long. Right up to the moment.
Make that purple like that too. I might dip out and go finish working on this video so I can get it out.
Damn, 10 cents for a 389, 388 tomorrow expiration call debit spread. Hell no. Ain't touching that.
What do we got there? What's 15 minute there?
That is
Oh,
insane.
yeah. Look at that.
Put side's no cheaper.
So where's our peaks? Here we are. Peaks and valleys.
Look at the 1 minute double bottom setting up. That is almost a Wu-Tang, sir. 5 minute print and wicks. Bodies are
It's a
staying on
frickin'
an
10
angular.
second. It's a triple bottom on the 10 second. Son of a bitch.
Yep. Watch
I might
this.
have said it just now. I meant to say biatch. I don't know if Ricardo sees that 10-second triple bottom.
Yeah, I bet he does.
No.
Well, the 5 second shows it up right here. We got 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, sometimes a triple bottom has more an ugly triple bottom. Because matter of fact, I was doing that on that's the video I was going to go to.
Oh, here, look.
You'll have an ugly triple bottom.
HA candles.
It'll
Spell it
have
out
more
for
than
you.
one hit, than 3 hits on the bottom.
Bam, right back
Oh,
in
I see
range.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I joke about it because it's in front of me all the time. On my iMac, it's like right above my laptop screen. It's at the bottom. It sits there all the time. It's like the Polish Bears wallpaper, triple bottom. I'm like, dang, there it is. Sure enough, look at that.
I'll wait, and if this thing hits the top of that angular on the diamond here at about 382,
Yeah,
93, 383, that's where I'll look to buy my put debit spreads and run those going into FOMC. And then if it hits the bottom of the channel again, suddenly those calls, the value on those things would drop in about half. And then we can start looking at closing that into a condor and then just wait for 2 o'clock.
Triple bottoms are great for studying when you find them because
This
you
is-
get a lesson in bull flags.
This is Wu-Tang right here. Watch for the pullback to R1, 381.45.
There's so much to look for. Sometimes you can miss stuff. It's like that's why I look at different time frames.
Comes your break.
And before, I never looked at different time frames, and now it's just a big, huge game changer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Look at
it's
this.
like I say, the forest and the trees. Go ahead,
Look at this with HA candles, how spelled out that triple bottom is.
look
This
at
is
that.
the 5 second chart. Clean. And then the Wu-Tang here on the 1 minute chart is pretty easy to see.
Well,
Now
that
coming
sucker
back to
is-
R1, which will be about 381.20 to 381.25, depending on
It'll-
which wick you're looking at.
Yeah, if it doesn't, if it could fail. You know,
It could.
usually it does a little pullback. You got that flat top. I don't know what you call that. Those 2 candles on the 1 minute.
Yeah, I got the tweezer right here, but
Yeah, you call it a tweezer too.
yeah,
It's
this is
basically a tweezer.
you can set these up with one of those unorthodox trend lines. You draw top of this bar, come through this, and that gives you a good idea where the break point is. If this fails and turns into a bear flag, that's usually where it'll happen, right about here. But watch what happens when this candle closes. This ain't over yet.
Now look, that tweezer top right there on the 1 minute, right in front of you. That is so. One strategy is to look for, when you see those things. I talk about them all the time. Go look at your charts at the end of the day and find these things. Is you get in at again the same thing. You get in at the close of that candle,
Right.
and you could have got 3-point scalp right there.
Yeah, just
And
one
just-
candle.
Yeah, just taking that and then use your target to the left. And if you want to learn how to do that, just look where the wick of that red candle is. See how it kind of fell on that red doji at 1026 or 1025, whatever it is. And that would have been your target.
Yep.
Boom. You look left and you can find your target. And you can it takes seconds. There's a whole bunch of stuff that'll go through your head in just nanoseconds looking at that. But just trading those, selling those all day long, you could a trader could make a good living
Oh yeah.
in the MES.
What do you mean by
CES.
points? Like I hear you guys saying points.
Well,
So-
I'm talking about the MES. I'm talking
Right.
about I'm not talking about trading SPY. I'm trading futures, and futures is points.
Right.
So every 10 cents that SPY moves is 1 point on the futures, and the futures points, like I said, you could have got a 3-point scalp. Well, on one contract of the MES, that's $15.
Yep.
So and if you put it up to 5 contracts, that's $75. And if you're scalping one ES, that's $150.
Yep.
So that's I have had to get real methodical about what I do, and so I'm seeing these things left and right. I'm sending stuff to Jeremy, trying not to bother him too much.
You don't bother
I
me.
sat on my hands on New Year's Day because I didn't want to message you something I had saw. But we're seeing these things, and that's the thing is, and I keep saying this, I want y'all to hang with us, man, because we're working hard to get this information out, and I'm realizing now, 6 months into being a moderator, I'm just, I got stuff I can put in writing, but it takes me a long time to write. So hang on, we're gonna get something out, at least 1 or 2 things a week.
Yep.
But it's going to help you with your strategies and what you're looking for and landing in your style, and and we do price action. Jeremy's a freaking master at it, and I'm just nipping at his heels. I'm just kind of riding his coattail on that, if you will. But it's open. I've built my own strategy now. Because I'm slower. I can't keep up with the master like that.
Oh, you can. You just don't know it yet. You can.
But
You
I
just
can,
don't know it
but
yet.
I can see everything else, and I can see these things, and we want to show everybody how to do it. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to be about it. Stop talking about it.
That's the candle I was looking for.
Saw a comedian named Michael Yo. He was freaking hilarious.
So I'm looking at. I was pointing this out while you're talking. There's a red hammer that you love to look for right there. That was buy the next candle.
Yep.
And
That red top, that little inverted hammer right there, you watch and see, because if it can't break that body, then it's probably going to come down.
yep,
That's another little
evening star.
yeah, that's a reversal candle, but sometimes they don't always work. It depends upon the context.
And there's 2 control zones here, and I marked the first one. I didn't get a chance to mark the second one, but the second one's just right here. And if it holds
I'm
that,
excited.
you can be bulls. Dang it. It does that kind of weird thing when I go to put a line down.
Then you get that look right there where you get the inverted hammer and the spinner.
That's sloped. Whatever. Close enough.
Candles twitch. They try to entice
Bam.
you to do things you shouldn't do.
Hammer, control zone, bounce. This sets up a measured move. But
Ooh.
first, it's got to breach to 2 bull zones. There's one here, 381.50, and one here, 381.64. Plotted on a 1-minute chart for this guy here, and realized on the 5-second chart. Bam, we breached it. Come back and test it. 381.62.
Back to the top of your tweezer top.
Yep. That didn't close a wick there, so be careful. This can breach. If it breaches that 8 period, take your profit. Yep, there it went. And then you can sit there and reload. Watch for a bounce off that 8 period again with a body. There we go.
You're looking at the 5.
Yeah, that
That's what
5-second
one.
chart, man.
Yeah, the
And-
2 candles, the green bar, those 2 candles before it, that inverted hammer, and then you had that red candle all closing above the 8. That's why I said sometimes that inverted hammer doesn't work.
Yep.
but they're all in the area that tweezer top right now.
Hey, Jeremy, good
Yeah.
news. We will now support option rolling.
Sweet.
They just put that out.
That's awesome.
You notice they're fighting the resistance is at the big candle at 10 o'clock, that big red candle that came out at Jolts. The wick of
Yeah.
that candle is where price is right now.
Right in there. That would be a box.
Yep.
We'll make a shadow
So
box.
this looks like a pullback on a bear flag to me right now.
We like drawing boxes. Pulling a page
Also-
out of Stone's book right here.
Dude, you've blown my mind. Well, it works.
It does.
and it's not as messy sometimes as a bunch of lines.
Right. All right, here we're back to
And we're
that.
in that in between. Yeah, you found the
Yep.
box. You found it. I was trying to be a good boy and not talk too much. I've already surpassed that.
There's the evening star. This is a Busby setup classic right here. Next candle, look for it to hold support at 381.36, and the target would be the top of this third bar right here. So when you see a Busby like this on a trend, it's a very quick play. You look for support breach at 381.40. Your target would be 381.55. Not a big move, but when you go to scalp these, they move really fast. And here's the other part of this. If it breaks this pivot right here on the 5-second chart, this is no good. This will go and retrace back to the next pivot, 381.20.
My computer's too slow.
Third candle closed as a hammer instead of a bar. This sets you up for another bounce though, because if this holds the 20 period here and this pivot with a wick and body right here, it can go and retrace that entire bar. Think of it as a third bar.
Fish on 5. Beer fish.
Oh yeah,
5 minute.
I see that. Big
Got
old
me
pile of
with that.
sticks and
Yeah.
wicks.
Right. Not a lot of strength really on either side.
Trying to keep my control lines straight. It's
Yeah,
hard to
another
do.
thing is you usually get like 3 big moves a day,
Yeah,
and it's waiting for it's that whole spider thing. I've really latched onto that. I never thought I'd want to be a spider in my life, but
big old bear flag with this sucker.
look at it. Yeah,
It's
right below that pivot too.
it's crazy because this, to me, says this can still be a trap because we know what the diamond is.
Yep.
So whenever you see these set up like this megaphone, it's rare that you see a megaphone set up into a diamond, but when you do, you know exactly where the angular is going to be. Draw it anyway, even if you're not sure if it's going to be just a standard megaphone where you get a measured move break on either side. You're looking for this to become a bigger pattern. So draw it anyways, and if it fails it, just take your lines off. You don't need them. It's just there for knowing what's possible. So when you see this go into range contraction, and we can expect range contraction going into 2 o'clock because we know what's coming, very likely. So oftentimes when you see these bear flags like this on the 1 minute chart, know where that angular support is so that you don't get trapped like everyone else trying to chase that down. As much as I'd like to see this be a big old bearish measured move and come down to our box down here at 378, I don't have to trust it till it breaches that support.
Right. Right now, it's just it's looking like a bear pennant on or just a pullback. 5 minute MES is below a pivot and on angular support.
It's hanging. Hey, look, let's throw the HA at it again.
It's compressing now
Whoops, wrong chart. Hang on.
the 5 at least.
What do you see?
Oh, I got to come back. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Is that a diamond?
No.
Oh,
Double bottom, R1 breach. Actually, this is a inverse head and
yeah.
shoulders.
I see it now. I see it now.
Looks dirty with regular candles, but there it went. Target 1 met. Target 2 met. Extension to the next target would be up here at about 3D162, but it's not going to reach it. Not yet.
Where are we? See, on those pullbacks, you also get 3 touches on the on the 1 minute. You can find the pullbacks look like on a bear trend look like a bull rally, but a lot of times they're just pullbacks.
That's it. Hopefully
Back to that area of resistance a few times now, so
hopefully the situation changes, but I don't know if it will.
on the 1 minute on the MES, we've got a descending channel. And we got that big candle here. It's going back towards that area of the tweezer top, which is that's the big resistance. So it'll either bust through here
Bam, extension met. I was
or
looking
it'll
away.
come back down. Watch for a pop and drop.
Yeah, I was looking away, but there was the key point right here. Came back through, broke that resistance. Blam. See ya. We're bulls right to the 5-minute regression line.
VWAP on the 1 minute on the MES, also on the 3 minute on the SPY. I do the 1, 3, and 5 now, Jeremy.
Like I said, I was expecting this to be a trap, and it sure as hell was.
Oh, you expect to be a bear trap?
Yeah, I was expecting that to be a bear trap.
Wow, because we had the bear fish. Yep.
We had the bear fish. We had a bear flag here on the 1-minute chart,
Wrong breakout on that 1 minute chart. That's for dang sure.
but we knew where angular support was on the compression side of the diamond right here. As soon as this 5-minute candle closed and didn't quite reach even down to the pivot with the body, we knew what's up.
We are in the 15-minute range again. We just hopped in the bottom of it. Crossing VWAP, and that's pretty cool. Well, you saw that bear trap. Now I want to know how you saw that bear trap.
5-minute chart. Didn't reach below. I mean, it wicked a few times below the angular support, but it never breached it. And as soon as this candle closed here, this inverted hammer, it stayed in the box, didn't breach the support pivot. It wicked it, went through it just for a moment, and it failed. And that was, hang on, synchronize the old crosshair here.
325 possibility now. Here we come into the in-between of the big sell-off from the 10 o'clock meeting.
My mouse is over here, but look where my crosshair lines up on that 1-minute chart on the bottom left. That inverted hammer, doji,
Oh, yeah.
red hammer body right on that pivot.
Oh, right on
Bam.
that pivot in resistance. Oh, look at that. And the red hammer. How could I miss that?
Bear
That
tripo.
that is a pretty breakout.
Yes. Measured
That
move.
is a breakout, Jack.
Notice how I extended the line on this pivot.
And
Measured move
46.
control bar is your center right here. There was no accumulation. It just straight up pinned right out of that sucker, right?
That's pretty. It's flagging
This was
up
our
now.
accumulation. That's half move. That's full move. Target met. Now we're at a point above regression line. We're going for the angular resistance on the upper side of the diamond, compression side.
There we are. Because this could be the third touch, the third attempt. If this doesn't get past our friends over there. See, we got that spinner. Can it hold resistance?
Well, there's another control bar we're touching here too.
Yep.
Right there.
Right there.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to throw a box on that because that's
Look at
going to
that.
be another box.
Yeah.
This
We're
way.
in that. We're
This
fighting
way.
the in between.
Right there.
Look at that.
Oops, it's a little tall.
You go with the boxes, man. That is just good stuff. I love it. Now let's see. If this
Like I said,
breakout's
man, when
gonna
you
hold.
become a moderator, you get better. And
Well,
here
you're
I
looking-
here I am learning stuff from you.
Funny. Well, I'm getting ready to say, Jeremy. So now we're looking for a pullback to come back, and I'd like to see it come back slowly and then touch the 8.
That'd be cool, but I'm not
And
so
then that
sure it'll
gives you-
happen yet on a 1-minute chart.
That'll give you reentry. No, not yet. Let me go clean that up there too.
Don't forget about this angular. It's still relevant. Even though it started from a tiny little pennant back here, that sucker is still dead on.
Well, you see where VWAP and or the 200 and the 8 are right now, huh? On the 1 minute, your 208 meeting.
Yep.
Are they having a meeting?
They're having a meeting. They're going to talk
What's-
about some stuff.
They're going to talk about some stuff. I got the 200 and VWAP. VWAP is like, almost at the same spot as the 200 on the 1 minute.
I'd love to see this come down and give us a,
Okay.
kind of like the Busby setup, but I don't think it's gonna. I think this is gonna give us essentially a measured move with the bar accumulation and bar right up to that angular.
So we're breaking a bear flag.
If I had a 2-minute chart, it would probably show up as such.
I didn't put mine. I put my 2-minute chart away.
I'm gonna break it
I
out.
laid it to sleep. I use the 3 now.
See, look.
Yo,
I know you used the 3 too, but
yeah.
the 3 didn't show me that. It just shows
No,
me the
no, it
potential
did-
for
it
3
did it.
soldiers.
The 2 does. Yeah, I heard a guy say he goes, if you're looking for something, he goes and you can probably find it on different time frame.
Mhm.
Just like a V bottom on a 30-minute time frame looks like a freaking inverse head and shoulders on a 5.
Mhm. Another pennant.
And that's a pattern we see a bit, is the inverse head and shoulders. See a lot of double bottoms.
Yeah.
Get a lot of 3s, man. A lot of 3 touches. 3 touches move. 3 touches pull back. 3 touches sideways.
That rule of 3 has been gold over the years, man.
It's great.
It never fails.
Uh-uh.
And it's
Well, if the market's gonna move in wedges and stuff, those are triangles, right? Those are 3 points.
Mhm.
So, and if it's mathematical.
and I was talking to my dad yesterday. He's a musician too. He doesn't trade, doesn't look at charts really or anything like that. But I was kind of telling him, I'm like, I'm working with a musician in the charting that we do here, and we both agree that it's music on the chart. You literally see
Yeah.
all the scales played. We see all the relations in the fibs. When it comes to scales, like you're looking at the 3s, the 5s, the 7s, sometimes the 9.
Times the 9. It's jazzy then. Or
Yeah,
bluesy.
exactly. And
It's there.
you get to looking at charts with enough screen time, you start to see that. You're like, aha, rule of 3. Okay, well, what sounds good in a progression? Rule of 3, rule of 5.
Oh yeah. Well, as I said, chord structures. The triad is 1, 3, and 5 of the scale. The 3 and the 5 where they roll in position of 1 through 7. And like right now on the SPY, we'll talk about. Well, we hit that 942 high. Then we had that big push there at the 10 o'clock, and the 10:02 we got that wick into that pivot at 384.27, and that gave us our angular and resistance, and we're just popped above it right now, and we stayed there above it for a few candles, but it's really got to push above that, or else it'll come back down.
Yeah, we're back in the box.
Could
Remember
go
this-
sideways at that time of day.
Remember this old angular? I
Yes.
told you to keep an eye on that sucker. It's going to still be
Yes.
relevant. How relevant
that.
is it?
Man, those angulars, some of that stuff that you do is just, I start fooling around with it in the after hours. I'm like, wow, look at that. It is really good. It's next level.
And it's
Excuse me.
just, I know I'm not like the only one looking at this stuff like this the way I look at it, but
There it goes.
I gotta say when you start to cross that bridge and you have that that elation of ha, You know,
Yes. Yes, I know.
it just it sometimes you got to be receptive of stuff like that. You've got to give yourself a little bit of credit because you've found something that you're not the only one looking at it, but you're probably one of the very few who sees it.
On a 3-minute chart, it's having a little difficulty.
All right, guys, I gotta
But
get going.
All right, man.
Ricardo, have a great day, man.
You too. Thank you, guys.
Thanks again, man. We'll see you. We'll see you
Thank you,
tomorrow.
man.
Yes, sir. Probably be. I'll probably check into the power hour, see if you guys are doing anything. It should be interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Well,
All right, guys.
I think
Take
we'll,
care.
care,
All the
man.
best.
I think we'll
Thank you.
eventually get a trend day out of this. Just the way things are looking. And oh my gosh, dude, we got range. Let me tell you
We
what.
are fighting that pivot.
Let me show you. We got range.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw you drew that earlier. Yeah, we got lots of range.
And the diamond
That's
has
a purple
been
wolf, isn't it?
diamond's
That's a
been
purple diamond.
yeah, diamond's been 10 for 10 when we see these set up. Every time we set them up, when we go
Diamonds
into
are
a
10
big
for
Fed
10, buddy.
event, it gives us the entire stinking range. So if
Wow, look at that range.
if this goes up here, dude, I'm absolutely going to short it up here. If it goes down here, I might go long. We're going to see this diamond break by 2 o'clock, and when it does, it's going to be volatile, guys.
We're either in a pennant here. We're going sideways, though, man.
Well, look a little further. We're still in that angular. We're hanging. We just broke it a little bit. So let's see what the next line tells us.
Yep.
That one actually is going to be a harmonic right back underneath that edge of that sucker.
Man.
So
Trend line.
check this out. We've got leg accumulation, and as long as it holds any of these angulars and bounces and then breaches angular resistance, we get a big old measure move. That sends us, we got a half leg at 383.40 and a full leg at like 383.90. If it breaks down, we get a 50% retracement. It comes down to this level, 382.
On angular right now on the SPY.
And I think 382 is probably our oldest best friend when it comes to this market condition that we've been trading for more than a year.
Did you say 382, sir?
Yeah, I did.
Of course you did.
One of our
382.
oldest friends, man. That guy just keeps on talking to us.
5 minutes looking like a pullback.
And it's weird that Webull doesn't transfer lines from a 5-second chart to the 1 minute and 5 minute and all that. But I kind of like it. That means I can independently study one chart and keep my my other dope to a minimum on the other two charts.
Look,
Alright.
did I say on a 5 minutes looking like a pullback?
Yeah,
Did I already say that? I didn't know if I had my microphone on.
I think you did. We're holding the 1 minute 8 period too to boot here, so we're still in business. Just because we broke that angular doesn't mean we're going to continue. There's no continuation pattern here. But it's starting to range. And the other thing to look at is the vertical support here is the structure itself. Right to here. There we go. Now we're getting outside the box. We know where these angulars go because they're also going to be inflection points where you expect price to do something. You'll see an accumulation or you'll see a 2-bar reversal, whatever. It's a 5-second chart. You know, trade the little moves on the ES if you want. So far we're stacking up and we're back out of that 1 minute box. Breached that's a resistance zone here. And we know where it's going. It's going to finish the move right up to the edge of that diamond.
Time is okay. We've still got a couple minutes on this 5.
It's still kind of cool to see it do something exactly when it hits those angulars. I just love that. Anyway, this is the good stuff, guys. If you're watching out there on YouTube,
Yep.
share this video with your friends. There's a lot of good stuff here, even though it was a little boring in the first 20 minutes. But, you know, yesterday's video, and I think last week on Friday was a great one, too, if you guys want to go back and reference some stuff. We got lots of neat stuff that we put out here on our YouTube channel for everybody to see. And this is just a sample of what we do internally. We go through hands-on with all of our members anytime, and we walk through all this stuff. And then we take it further. This is price action. And we go and talk about, you know, simple options, complex options, futures. We do it all here. So this is just the most important part that we study is price action. And it's great to be able to draw on a 5-second chart. When you get there, you start to recognize this stuff. Trading it on the 5-second chart with SPY is a pretty hard thing to do, but the reason I chart it is because this is great for trading futures. You can see the structure very clearly on a SPY chart that you might not see on a futures chart. And when you get to the point where you can recognize this readily on a 5-second chart on SPY, transition that to the futures chart and suddenly you're a better trader. So that's one thing. The other thing is you get repetition on a 5-second chart that you can't get on a 1-minute, 5-minute, 15-minute chart, whatever. You can go and see these patterns much more frequently and recognize them and get your training down. So essentially you're going to build muscle memory by looking at all these patterns on a 5-second chart. And then when you see them on any other time frame, you're going to be able to have that ability to glance at a chart and instantly come up with not only a trade plan, but you're going to come up with the trade idea, how you're going to execute it, the whole thing, your risk, everything's going to come out. You're going to know where your stops are just at a glance. And it'll just be as if your muscle memory or your limbic system takes over. Your lizard brain takes care of it for you. That's the kind of thing you're doing when you get all that practice on a 5-second chart. Did they do a 5-second chart on TOS? I thought they did. No? Best you get is 10
TOS
second?
doesn't. Nope.
Ah,
1 minute.
wow. 1 minute is as close as you get on a TOS?
Yep.
Ouch.
Unless they changed something they ain't told me.
That's terrible, man. Well, Webull is free if you're in the States.
Yeah. Weeble's great.
This is literally free. I'm signed into this account. It does have cash in it. I don't bother paying for level 2 because this is free and it's real-time data. You can't beat that. Oh, nice.
Nope.
Breaching the 200. We walked. We made our half leg almost. That's why those angulars are important to keep tracking. There's one more harmonic here, and I'm not going to bother drawing it, but this is the unorthodox draw. Under this, over those, and it lines right up with where we're at now. Ah, hell with it, I'll draw it. I love harmonics.
Yeah, it looked like a little fake out on that 1 minute chart. Gave you a bullish fake out.
Well, it's right under this angular resistance zone. Where is that? Why is that relevant? I see it on my 1, but I don't see it on the 5, unless it's just this and it's skewed. Oh, it's a 2-minute chart, doy.
Boy.
Doy. There it is. It's just that, but I had it zoomed in on a 2-minute chart, so it was steep and weird looking. All right, here's the other angular.
Yep.
And then what do we get? A diamond. I love price action.
It
It's
is beautiful.
So awesome. especially on days like today where it's clean price action. We got volatile events waiting to happen. We got one coming up at 2. And we can go and chart this all out, and then we can expect our range later. That's a cool thing. But anyway, I'm going to sign off the YouTube channel, guys. We'll see you
Bye, YouTube.
tomorrow.
Y'all come visit us.
Like I said, go tell your friends, and like and share and hit the bell and stuff like that too. But if you really like this, try us out for a month, dude. You won't be disappointed. We're very inexpensive, and we want to keep it that way. But anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.